This is how wonderful it is. I mean, I know doing this show, and it's important to air people's grievances and what goes on in the city and in people's lives. But sometimes it's so much, you're talking the place down. Yeah. Because there's so much good going on as well. And if you're looking for investment and you want people to come along and you want them to take part in the festival, you've got to show the good side as well. Otherwise, it's just knock, 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 isn't it? All
and that will be very valuable to any families coming here.
Yes.
That, kids are getting good results and the education system is good.
That's right, important. Yeah. And you did quite well in your GCS, your A-levels, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I done 2 A-levels, my others are BTEC, but I passed my A-levels, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, that was English and history.
English and history, yeah.
And now you're looking to go and do history at university.
No, English.
English, I beg your pardon. English at university. Yeah. But I know ultimately you'd like to be in presenting production assistant.
Production, yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems... I just love doing it here, so...
But it's wonderful you've been able to have the opportunity of doing it here because of this local radio station.
I wouldn't be here without...
No, exactly. Very good. Anything else, Anne, you've got?
No, I think I've covered all my bright spots.
Okay. Well, shall we have another piece of music, Jade?
Yeah, okay.
And who's this?
We
need the newspaper jingle and then... Okay. This
is By the River by the 69 Watts.
Looking down, I was born with a bird's eye. I feel king, but I got no crown. I feel king, but I got no crown. You can kill a dreamer, but guess 5 minutes plenty more. But guess 5 minutes plenty more. Turn you on, your ship is sinking. You got cold cause you got no sun. You got no sun. You got no sun. You got no sun. You get cold cause you got no sun.
Hello, my name is Michael Stark and I listen to Liverpool Community Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests on Liverpool Community Radio are not necessarily those of Kensington Vision CIC, the directors, LCR or our funders. You're listening to Liverpool Community Radio on 87.7 FM, the city's only full-time community radio station where the words matter most.
Ever wanted to learn how to produce and present your own radio programme? Well, we run regular training workshops so you can have a go and get involved with LCR. Interested? Then email steve@l-c-r.co.uk for more details.
My name's Joe Anderson. I'm the elected Mayor of Liverpool and I listen to LCR. LCR is Liverpool's community radio, where the words matter the most.
Welcome back to the Thursday Big Lunch. I'm Jade Burns. At the studio it's Brenda McGrath, Anne Long and Mark Corrigan. You're listening to LCR. You can contact us and tweet us at LCR87. And we're going to go into our first interview now, yeah?
Yeah, and welcome back. With us today we have Anne Long. Now, on this is the Ladies at Lunch show, so having in some inspirational women. We've got Anne Long this week, and next week we're going to have Stephanie Barrow, who's a young inspirational woman. Today we've got an older inspirational woman. So Anne Long is now in her 70s, but I've known her for about 30 years from when we met. She actually was a customer of mine in a beauty room I used to have. And she's always impressed me, and we've stayed friends all these years as somebody who has got a story to tell, insurmounted odds, and then went out and did something about the things she felt were very necessary so to do, to create community projects for people with needs in her area. And also she also works and does promotion for the Roy Castle Foundation because she's a lung cancer survivor, which we'll talk about that later. So welcome, Anne. Thank you for coming in.
Pleasure.
At the moment you're living, it's North Liverpool you're living in, isn't it? It's Formby.
Yes.
Okay. So when I first met you, you were living in Bootle. And I think you had a couple of children at home then, but previously to that, you'd had 6 children, but were then widowed.
Yes.
Now, where were you first? How did you come to live in Liverpool? Where were you born?
I was born in Carlingford, which is in a very beautiful part of Ireland on the east coast, just opposite the mountains of Mourne. And it was the northern end of the Pale. The first part of Ireland was anglicised, so I never had a very strong accent. And I've been here 57 years, so there's still a hint. People still know I'm Irish, and I would hate to lose it.
So what did you, in Ireland, what was your family life like? What they were in business with?
Well, they were in business the licence went back to 1845, and they were general. My father was everything from a funeral undertaker to an auctioneer to a general store, petrol, weighbridge, you name it, we did it, really. And there was a strong religious, like Catholic religious
influence.
Yes.
Do you think that fed into your sense of service?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my faith is my absolute rock anchor, and I try and live it. What I do from Monday to Friday is more important, really, what I do on a Sunday. People have said to me, oh, that's funny. But no, I think you have to live what you believe in.
Okay. Right, sorry about that. I just had to close that door. There's lots of noise coming in. So, you married, your husband was Irish?
No, he wasn't.
So he was English?
Yes.
But you met him over there?
Yes, I met him in the village.
All right, okay. And then you obviously decided to marry and come over here. And did you go to live in Bootle then at that time?
No, I came to live in Liverpool. We lived in Everton Valley. And then we went to Breckside Park. It was at the time when teachers were very scarce in Liverpool. and the council, in their wisdom, had some large houses, and they advertised flats. And this is the end of the 50s, and 1,200 applied for 3 flats, and we were very lucky to get one of them. And we lived in Breckside Park for a little while. Then we went to Widnes, to an approved school for a short time, and then came back to Liverpool. So my children were born there, and I moved to Bootle in 1960.
Right, so let's just take it from there then. So up until that point in time, had you been employed?
No, never.
So you never had an employment, but your education was quite good, was it?
Yes, because we lived in a small village, the secondary education was 15 miles away, and my mother was on a bus which I would have had to use to go to school, and she thought they were very naughty on the bus and loud and noisy. So bless them, in their wisdom, they sent us, me and my sister and brother, to boarding school. So I was at boarding school for 6 years in Drogheda, on the banks of the Boyne.
And you felt, because you told me this before, this engendered in you a really good independent spirit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You had to think on your feet, really, and do it. And I'm sure it stood me in good stead.
So coming back now, so you're in Liverpool, and you had, I think it was 5 children in 4 years, was it? Or
no, I had 5 in 5 years.
5 in 5 years.
And my father-in-law at the time also had dementia. But then there was always somebody for the kids to play with, and then I had a gap of 4, and then number 6 was born, Sarah, and there was nobody.
So this was
around.
So you've never worked,
no,
been married, and what did your husband do?
He was a teacher.
He was a teacher. So you went badly off, but you had 6. You then had 6 children, presumably under 7. 6, 8?
No, 10.
10.
I mean, I had 5 in 5 years, and then it was a gap of 4.
Right, so under 10. And then would be sort of about 6 or 7 years later, your husband passed away?
Well, no, but before that.
Oh, sorry, yeah, before that.
Sorry.
So let's go that back. So at that point in time, you then looked around. There was no playgroups, was there?
No, we didn't hear them, but I'd read in the paper there was a playgroup, and I wrote to London and got information, and I went round where I saw a pram, knocked on the door, and asked people would they like to come, and I started the first playgroup in Bootle.
So did you got funding for that?
No. I went to the local authority and mentioned that I went to education. I saw the director of education, and I said, was there any help that they could give me? And he said,
at that point in time, I mean, that's a big step to take. You said to me, you said to me, you haven't worked, you've got these children. Okay, so you've had a reasonably good education, but you just decided to go and see the director of education.
Well,
I mean, that is a big step for anybody.
Well, I didn't think so. It was just something that was necessary. And I remember they said to me, when I said I wanted to start a playgroup, they said, sure, Shakespeare. And I said, no, children. So I had to explain to them. And
there were no playgroups in...
There was nothing.
In the area you lived,
nothing.
Which was then Bootle.
There was no playgroups. I mean, playgroups.
But there was playgroups being started in other parts of the country.
Yes.
Right.
In London, there was the proper one. The headquarters, the PPA, Preschool Playgroups Association. I'm sure it's still going. And then I started one, and it was going very well. The big thing then...
Where was that?
It was in Trinity... Presbyterian Church in Trinity Road in Bootle.
Right.
And with the blessing of
and you brought your own children to it?
No, only my youngest.
Youngest one.
It
and
was
for
other
Sarah. People's children.
But the thing is that mothers had to help out. It wasn't a matter of leaving them. They all had to take a turn on their rota. And it was wonderful because I have a picture of one woman sitting, and in those days they smoked, and she was sitting with her hand out the door, but she was and she said, I can't believe it, because in a sort of a way it was like a little mini teacher, but there was only play. We didn't teach them.
No, there was like the Montessori.
It was lovely.
Yes.
It was really lovely. And then we realised that it was a time...
How many children were there in the class?
I think 24.
Well, that's quite a lot, isn't it? And there was no... I mean, I suppose it was before the rules and regulations came in for sort of supervision. This was just a generic thing that came from the community about looking after children in a group.
We had 6... We would have 3 people on. I mean, people would come and then leave the children for 2